All Star Talk. I am here with the co-owner, Mr. Blackson.
How you doing, everybody?
Hello, sir. It's good to see you and have you here. We are with the here to talk about what happened previously with our with the pay-per-view Ragnarok. Please tell me what you think of what you thought about Ragnarok real quick.
Oh man, it was beautiful. Great matches. It was definitely. I was very happy on the outcome.
Yeah, there was a lot going on with the show. A lot to definitely keep an eye on. And the first match we actually started off with was the us crowning the champion for the tag team women's championship. What did you think of that match?
Great match. A lot of back and forth. Everybody fought hard. Very impressed. Very impressed.
Definitely. Did you now? I don't know if you saw, but did you see the bit of controversy that ended up happening with that match?
A little. I seen it, and what I see it is part of the game. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the. That's what I'm looking for.
It
It it,
definitely.
it, it happens. You know. Sometimes you got to fight through controversial stuff.
Do you think now of course the Birds of Prey very much were saying that they were screwed over, that the referee was paid out because the referee was not standing at the time. I mean, do you think that that is a true case?
My thing is, if the referee was paid, I need proof. They can show me proof that the referee was dirty, then maybe we could do something.
Well, you definitely heard that. Now, moving on, we had Daisuke Kenichiro going up against Jester Wolf. Now, if I do remember right, in that when we talked about that match, did you said Jester Wolf was going to come out with the victory? Are you surprised that the opposite happened?
Yes, I was. I was definitely surprised, and but the best man won that match. But definitely surprised. I just knew Wolf was going to take it.
Well, it was Daisuke able to pick up the victory. It was definitely an interesting turn of events. Moving on with that, we ended up having another great match where we got to see where another match you predicted correctly, the Core getting the victory over the tag team of Shogun and Tiny. What a tag team match that was! Tell me what you thought of that.
Ah, great match. Everybody put their heart on the line for this one. You could tell it definitely wasn't an easy match. Everybody fought hard, and I was happy with the outcome.
Definitely was a great match and I can't wait to see what more. As of course, we'll be talking more about the core later as we will talk about the up and coming show. But moving on, the next thing we need to talk about, women's, no, not women's action, the open weight champion. I think probably one of the championship match, probably one of the most surprising parts of the entire show. Oh, Six Machiavelli losing to the open weight champion.
That was a big surprise. I thought that Six was going to carry on his um streak. Brent came out there and did his thing and proved that he's not the one to be overlooked.
It definitely was something to be surprised about. Out. Moving on with that was we got to see a very intense, a quick match, I could say, probably one of the quickest Starlets matches we've ever seen. Not bloody, but the newly named Switchblade Rage dominating Aubrey. I mean, can you tell me what you thought about that?
I do not know what happened. I did not expect her to be dominated so easy. Not like that. Considering Arby, she is known to give it her all. That I don't know, was she injured or she came into the match injured already. I don't know what happened, but yeah, that was definitely a surprise for me.
There definitely could be speculation that if you remember in that match when Switchblade Rage hit the move she calls the jugular vein knee, she drew Aubrey so forcefully. I do believe that she was driven into but the bottom turnbuckle when that move connected.
Yeah, definitely. could have had a concussion after that. All we know.
Definitely. Well, we do know we'll be seeing her later tonight in the match. So it must the officials must have cleared her to wrestle tonight. Moving on back to tag team action, we had that amazing fatal four-way elimination match. The Alpha taking on at the well now the former tag team champion Brooklyn's Finest DIFH and SCV. Tell me what you thought about that match.
Ah, that was a great match. Baltimore Finest failed to retain. Um, and basically, like I said, it was a good match. I thought they was be able to retain, but they just couldn't keep it.
No, they couldn't. They followed everything they can. Of course, the match ended with it being a very interesting situation. You don't normally see this. With it being an elimination match, it could have gone any way where we could have gotten one member of each team, or we could have had a situation where somebody would have been 2-on-1. But we ended things off where we saw Alpha going 2-on-2 with Brooklyn's Finest, ended with first Brandon being pinned, and then afterwards, Malcolm Carter tried everything he could to keep the title, but unfortunately, the numbers just were too much, and we ended up with new tag champions. For we will be seeing them battle tonight. We'll talk more about that as we move on. Very much controversy right here. So we had a triple threat match where the winner would get an opportunity at either the All Star Wrestling Championship or the Openweight Champion. Now I do believe in this match you thought that Austin Collins was going to win. If
Right.
I now while that did happen, it turns out Austin ended up using a banned move here in All Star Wrestling, which means that we had to take away the victory, and why we have a new triple threat here tonight with the same stipulation. Now, what do you
Right.
think? Now, of course, Austin is not in this match. Now, how do you think this plays into his mindset? He finally had that opportunity he was looking for. He finally got that win, so he can get that one-on-one title shot, and it's taken away.
That's going to drive him more, I believe. It's
Definitely.
going to drive him forward even more. He's going to be more determined just to prove that he didn't need that move to continue to go forward.
Now, why do you think he did use that move in the first place, though, if that's the case?
I think it was passion. He got the passion, got the better of him. It was a heat of the moment. That's what I look at.
Well, now thinking of this, now knowing that two men who were in that match, Max Maximus and Nick Nitro, knowing that they almost had that opportunity taken away from them, knowing that they have a second shot, do you think they'll play much more aggressively this time to ensure that they can get the win?
I can see him, but I still stand by. I think Austin would take it again.
You well now tonight though this time Eric Hale, who was part of the Ragnarok match, which we'll be talking here in a moment, he unfortunately could not get in my opinion, had a very good performance in that match. Unfortunately, was not able to get any pinfalls due to how things were going in the match room. Do you think he's going to do whatever it takes to try and get a victory so he can get that one-on-one shot?
I can see that. But not him getting the pin. I know he probably worked harder, knowing he got something to prove. See, just to show management and everyone else what he's capable of.
Well, we'll definitely see how that goes. We'll see that later tonight. Now, going back to Starlet action, the All Star Women's, the Starlets Championship. We had Kendo going up against Ivy Pines in a rematch. How did you think? What did you think of that match?
That was an interesting match. It was definitely a forceful match. Definitely was surprised with the outcome.
You think you find it was a surprise that that Ivy was able to retain?
Yeah, I just thought that Ivy was going to drop the belt on that end.
Yeah.
Um, but definitely I was wrong about that one for sure.
Well, Ivy Pine still our our Starlets champion. Moving on, speaking of championship, the All Star Championship, and the first time ever, a six man stepped inside a huge steel cage structure for 1 hour. and we called it Ragnarok. We had Dylan Travis, Lance Romance, who was using the opportunity to use that match as his rematch clause, Crypto at the time the champion, another member of Fallen Kingdom, Malcolm Black, Eric Hale, and at the time, the former or one half of the tag team champions, Michael Carter. Tell me what you thought of that match.
Crazy, you know, chaos. Just what I like. It was up for grabs. Anybody could take it, and it was a great match. I was definitely highly impressed with that last match.
It definitely was very interesting. I almost thought that they were gonna drop the cage on everybody when we saw twice. Uh, Twice we saw two steel cage walls being broken down. They were doing everything they can. Surprised we didn't get any injuries.
True, so true.
Now you also did suspect that the partnership between Malcolm Black and Dylan Travis was not going to last long. We saw that when both of them even trading points on each other, one tapping the other out, the other tapping the other out. And speaking of which, are you surprised with who walked out with the championship?
Not really. It was pretty much anyone goes, and he deserved it. I believe so.
Yes, he walked out. I do believe he had 6 points on him. He ended up walking out with only 6 points, only to tapping out. Most of his victories came by tap out. What do you have to say about him able to submit people in an environment where there were at least four other people who could have broke it up?
That was definitely interesting. I thought that would work against him, considering that everybody was in close together. But he apparently proved me wrong on that one. That his tap out skills was definitely legit.
Yes, it definitely was something, and and I cannot wait to see more. Of course, we'll be hearing from Dylan Travis a little bit later. I think now we'll be talking about the our up and coming show today and what matches we have tonight. We have some great matches that were booked. Starting to show off, we're going to be seeing familiar opponents go against each other. The openweight champion Brett Barnett takes on Kyle Young, of course, with Kota Imwe, the former openweight champion, at ringside. Now, if you do remember, there was at one time supposed to be a match between Kyle Young and Kota before SCV was a thing, and at that time, they it was a Kota was the openweight champion, but then out of nowhere, last minute, Brett Barnett stepped in and decided to use his rematch clause, and of course, allowing the match to become a triple threat, which led the match to turn into, which led it to him getting his championship back to be the only man to hold the openweight champion 2 times. Now? Do you think Kyle Young is gonna really go into this match to try and get revenge?
Oh, I would, and I believe he will too. I believe he will try his best to try to get revenge on that situation. I really do.
And now, do you think he'll be able to? As we already know, Kyle Young does not have the best record. He did have one of the more interesting moments of our pay-per-view, where he was able to go for quite a while without his partner after his partner got eliminated in that tag match. Do you think he's going to ride off that little bit of surprise that he gave everybody, able to go that long by himself?
I think so. I really do.
Do you think he has the ability to beat the openweight champion?
It will. It's gonna take everything he got. The openweight champion now proved that you cannot underestimate him. That he will come. That he mean business. And Kyle will have to go in there and give everything he got 100% to
Mm.
take on and win this match.
That is definitely true. Moving on, once again, we'll be seeing Daiki Kenichiro take on the Italian Madman, Franco Ricci. Now, Franco Ricci has yet to be able to find his footing. He was doing pretty well in the tag division when he had his partners for Reckless Attempt, but due to all the problems to his partners leaving and wanting to go single, he ended up Reckless Attempt pretty much just left All Star Wrestling, and now he's by himself. And now, as of right now, his record for singles competition isn't exactly the best. I do believe he is yet to win a singles match, and he's 0-4, and now he's about to go up against a man who right now, even though he just started, hasn't lost a match. I believe he is 2-0. Now, how do you think? Do you think that's going to motivate Franco more?
I think what Franco have to do. I think with that them losses in his head, he needs to learn, sit down, and basically get on with Reckless Tent out of his head and
Uh,
focus on himself. That way, he can start winning these matches, and that's what he needs to do, basically.
And especially since the last time we saw Franco, he ended up losing an opportunity to be a part of Ragnarok. Now with this next opportunity, you think he's gonna just go completely berserk and try to use whatever he can to get the win?
Hopefully, he does. With Reckless Intent leaving him and like that, it could still be in his mind. That could be a great distraction that's still going on with him. Um, so this is what we definitely gonna have to see what happens.
Well, we will definitely find out. Next, as we talked about before, Aubrey will be taking on a very big opponent. I do believe one of the biggest opponents we have here in All Star Wrestling, Don Lightning Knight will be taking on Aubrey, they're one of the shortest people of our roster. How do you think? What do you think is going through the mind of Aubrey going into this match?
One thing I know about Audrey, she'll never step away from a challenge. That little Spitfire will go at you, a dead head, dead head at you. She is definitely not intimidated by Don for sure. That should be a great match. You're looking at speed versus power.
But do you think what happened at the pay per view is still in her mind? The fact that she may have gotten some kind of injury, the fact that she got beat so quickly and that she lost. I do also forgot, we did forget to mention the situation between Switchblade Rage and Samantha. If you do remember, after that match, we saw Samantha show up and try to take out Switchblade.
Yeah, definitely. Looking to see more on that end to see what happens. I think that'll be a great rivalry going forward.
We do
But
plan.
but with Audrey, I think she'll make a good bounce back.
Well, we'll definitely see if she can do that with her match against Dawn Knight. And we will be hearing from Samantha here later, along with her partner G.I. Jane from the Birds of Prey. Moving on with tag team action, we saw both of these tag teams pick up great wins at the pay per view Ragnarok. The Core takes on the new All Star Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Alpha. Now, what do you think of this match?
I think it's going to be an interesting match. We're going to see the fallout of what happened at pay per view. You know, grabbing the belts in in a match like that is talent and luck together.
Mm.
Now you haven't gone in another opponent like that. You're about to see, do you really have it what it takes to hold on to that belt and represent that belt?
So do you think the core with getting their first victory at Ragnarok? Now it was not, of course, it was not an easy victory. Tiny Boy, despite Tiny Boy and Shogun tagged him for the first time, they did give a great fight. Do you think the core has the momentum to lead them to victory tonight, or do you think this is all alpha?
I think the core going to keep going with it. I think core going to roll with it. I believe so.
Will definitely be interesting. Moving on, with the kind of talking about the Starlets tag team division now, the newly formed tag team division. We are going to see Gi Jane. It's been a while since we've seen her in singles action. Take on one half of the newly crowned All Star Starlets tag team champions, not Aubrey, Amber Young. If you do remember, it was Amber Young who tapped out Gi Jane due to the controversy. Though everyone believes that the call should not have happened due to the ref not standing up, believing that GI Jane was out of the submission before he could have even saw it. Now, what do you think? What can you say about this match?
I think it'll be interesting. I'd like to see where Amber, how she carry herself again. She just come off with a high win. Can she keep it up? I know she was nervous before, but I know the trainers that she have calmed her down, got her like I said they would, and we'll see. Does she have the mentality? I know she's young. She's got the mentality to keep it rolling. Make
Now,
sure see if it gets to her head or not.
speaking of getting to the head and mentality, um, talking about G.I. Jane, her along with the Birds of Prey were quite furious, saying that, like as I told you before, that they believe that they were screwed over by the ref, that the ref was paid off. Do you think G.I. Jane is completely focused on this match, or do you think just her anger is going to get the best of her?
I think J.R. James is disciplined enough to focus on this match to prove, because she got a lot to prove. You know, the Birds of Prey got to prove that this was a fluke. That's what they're trying to show the management and all of us that it was a fluke, that they should have another shot. I believe that's what they're trying to prove. She's
And
gonna go in
oh,
with that.
sorry. Um, well, definitely interesting. I do want to say, do you think if they got a win tonight, do you think they'll be? Do you think that puts them in the contendership for a shot?
Oh, well, they definitely be in to talk about it, see what happened. That is definitely be in the conversation.
All right then. Well, we'll definitely have to see how things go for them. Moving on, we have the formerly mentioned triple threat match: Max Maximus, Nick Nitro, and Eric Hale in a triple threat to decide who will be able to go for either singles title. Oh, they do have the ability to go for the open weight title or the All Star Wrestling title. Now, of course, Austin Andrews was taken out of this match due to him trying to get a victory off of a banned move. We will see Eric Hale step in. Do you think knowing that he's got a second shot just after going through the hellacious match, that hellacious six-man Hell in a Cell Ragnarok match? Do you think, one, is he even well to compete in another multi-man match, and two, do you think he's ready to try and get the victory?
That's a good question. I believe after that match at Ragnarok, that's definitely going to have a lot of wear and tear. If he does come on top, I would be surprised.
Well, definitely will be interesting. I mean, moving on, the champion also competing just weeks after defending her title. In the backstage, we had a bit of a war of words between our current champion, our Starlet's champion, and Ivy Cyanide. Ivy Cyanide tried to, I guess, give praise to the champion for being able to actually defend. Champion wasn't having any of it, and they ended up going at it. Now, these two have fought before. I do believe Ivy was the one who got the loss. Do you think she can defeat the champion?
We'll see. Ivory is one of them type of wrestlers where even this type of wrestler where she 1 minute she got you, will dominate you, and next minute she'll get distracted. So which Ivory we'll get, I don't know. That's something we'll definitely have to see.
I do say Ivy does have one of the most surprising victories of this roster. And around the time when we first started, we had a match between her and Samantha Young where those two were unable to hit each other's bigger moves, and it ended up with a quick roll up. Will we see something like that? We'll definitely have to wait and see. Moving on to our main event, as we just got done with the co-main event, we will be seeing a six-man tag team match. Now, this has a lot of weird implications because we do know Fallen Kingdom, along with Dylan Travis, who is our new Open All Star champion. Of course, will be in the match, but Now, we'll be hearing more from this from Brandon, but I've heard that Brandon is unable to find Michael Carter. Michael Carter, he says that Michael Carter was quite upset due to not only losing the tag titles, but losing the ability to become All-Star champion. And I have yet to hear if Brandon has been able to find his partner, meaning at this point, we don't know if we're going to see a 3-on-3. This could end up being a 2-on-3. What do you think of this?
That could be real interesting. If he can't find his partner, um, yeah, that's definitely will have an impact on tonight's show for sure.
It definitely will. Now, if the case is that he can't find his partner, and if he can't find someone to replace Michael, do you think Brandon and Crypto have even a chance to beat in Fallen Kingdom?
Um, you can't say not a chance, but that their chance will be definitely slim for sure.
And speaking of Fallen Kingdom, do you think they are cohesive unit right now after what happened at Ragnarok? We saw Dylan Travis and Michael Carter go back and forth, even tapping each other out. Do you think they're on the same page, or do you think there might be a little bit of infighting, a little bit of resentment to Dylan Travis that because Michael Carter couldn't get the title?
I think now that all is said is done, it's this is not like they a formerly new tag team. I think they reconciled and everything. They know what was at stake at Ragnarok, and now it's over. I believe they put everything back together for sure.
Well, definitely interesting. As now, I do believe before we go into the interviews, do we have any announcements that we would like to put out before we give these interviews out the way?
Yes, yes. You can go ahead and
All right.
make the announcement now.
Well, everybody, if you have yet to, today, after today, this will be our last show for 2K19 because we are going to be moving over to 2K20, where we will be moving on to 2K20 after this. This. Yes, it will definitely make things interesting. And I also think there also might be more announcements. As I wanted to hear from you, we will be restarting all win loss records will be restarting when we go into 2K20. Now, with this being said, do you think this is gonna make affect people in any way, or like maybe make people realize that they have a fresh start?
They have a fresh start. Your people, they, as you can say, they have a chance to right their wrongs. Get back on track. This is the time to do it. If not, they're gonna fall behind and be left behind like last time.
Well, definitely will make things interesting. And a lot more interesting things will be coming into this this new season. Who knows what we could be seeing? We could be seeing mixed max tag matches. We could be seeing all kinds of interesting things. And anything could happen following into the new season. Of course, we'll be seeing somebody having the opportunity for a singles title. Who knows when they'll want that shot or what title they'll go for. But now, with that being out of the way, let's get into these interviews. I do believe we are starting things off with Dylan Travis, the new All Star Wrestling champion. Dylan Travis, I do know you are sick, but we do appreciate you being able to make it here.
Of course, thank you for having me as always.
Yeah. Yes, thank you, thank you. How does it feel being the champion?
Well, it's a great feeling, isn't it? Like this past week and a half, the amount of emotions I've felt with losing and winning championships, it's just crazy, realistically. But I just want to get onto the fact that someone made before that me and Malcolm were in the same match, and obviously later on tonight in this main event, we do see Fallen Kingdom versus the other three goons that are Crypto, and you've got Michael Carter and Brandon Ace. Well, of course, people are going to think me and Malcolm are going to have a bit of I don't like using this word, beef, as people normally call it. I can say that when me and Malcolm were going into this match, we knew this had nothing to do with the Fallen Kingdom. This was our own accomplishments, and as you saw, I tapped out Malcolm and he got one back on me. So I just want to clear the table right now and say that me and Malcolm, we're all okay.
Well, that's good to hear. That will make things easier for your match. Of course, you did hear that Brandon Ace is unable to find his partner. Are you happy to hear that the humongous the behemoth himself, Michael Carter, may not even be a part of this match?
Now, not a lot of people would think like this, but obviously me being the master plan and all of that. I think Brandon Ace has got a little trick up his sleeve. I feel like there's more there than meets the eye. Let me just try and explain that in my version of the story right now. So you say these 2 versus 3. There's 2 versus 3. What's the word I'm looking for? It's a 2 versus 3 either way. And how about if Michael Carter manages to make his way at the end of this match and pick up the victory for that team?
You think that Brandon Ace would do something like that?
Hey, why wouldn't he?
Well, definitely interesting, of course, with us going into the new season with all records being restarted. That actually could, who knows? Do you feel that Fallen Kingdom are due in time for a tag team shot for those
Oh,
titles?
definitely. You know, in GPW, for instance, we are holding all that gold, but then obviously things came on that train track and screwed all them fans up. But why can't we be holding this prophecy in All Star?
Well,
What's stopping us?
Well, nothing much besides the other tag teams. Ain't are there? Well, now with you being champion, of course, Crypto is due a rematch. Match.
Mm.
Now, do you feel nervous that you will have to face Crypto one on one?
Not in the slightest. Just see, when Crypto cashed in on Lance Romance, I was the guy to defeat the champion, and
You were.
I had to somehow get in this multi-man match when realistically I should have had that 1v1 for that championship instantly, and that didn't happen.
No, you were instead given an opportunity to be qualified for Ragnarok, and in the end, you said that you were going from planning to fight one guy to planning to fight five, which you actually did. Surprisingly, not just winning, but by tapping out for multiple of your points in that match, which was quite a surprise. You were able to get tap out victories in a match where at least four other people, I mean, could have broken it up, which did happen at times.
Well, that's the thing about me. You know, I could hit that keys to the kingdom, also known as the pump handle neckbreaker, my finishing maneuver, or I could take it to the ground and tap people out. It's just a skill or a trait of mine that not a lot of people have in this roster, but luckily for Dylan Travis, luckily for the master plan, I have it.
Well, that's definitely interesting, and I do wish you luck in your match, despite you being a little bit under the weather. I do
Well,
wish you
thank you.
good luck, and we will see you later tonight in the main event.
Thank you. See you later.
All right, and now, uh, Blackson, what did you think of that little interview with our champion? All right. Well, I believe our co-owner is busy at the moment. We're going to move on though to Kyle Young. Kyle Young, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello, Kyle Young. I hope you're doing well after your match at at Ragnarok last week.
Still a little sore, but I'll get over it.
Yes, I would definitely expect so, as your partner ended up getting eliminated in the match after DIFH was first eliminated, and then later on you kept going, surprisingly longer than maybe what people would have expected. You went pretty long without your partner being there, to the point where maybe people even thought you could have gone all the way. What was your mindset once you realized your partner was gone?
Honestly, it was just essentially, I gotta at least live as long as I can. Hopefully, take somebody out with me. I'm
Uh,
probably not gonna win this. Just keep going.
Well, that definitely is what you ended up doing. Now, speaking of tonight we'll be seeing you start out the show up against the openweight champion, Brent Barnett. Now, we do know the last time you saw Brent Barnett, it was in a triple threat, which was supposed to be originally a non-title match between you and Coda when he was the champion. Now, I'm sure. Now, what is your mindset right now?
Honestly, it's just pay that son of a bitch back for, well, deciding to get his nose stuck in my business. Well, after I had said, oh yeah, how about you don't do that?
That's exactly what he did, and of course, management has made it clear that that will not ever happen again. And now, if you beat the champion, I mean, that would be a big victory going into our new season, and also would be the restart of your record. I mean, that definitely could say you could say that you might even be the next in line for that shot at the open weight title.
Honestly, I love nothing more than that, to be honest. But
Now you did see yeah, I'm pretty sure you did see the match between Six Machiavelli and Brett Barnett. Seeing Six Machiavelli go from completely undefeated, no one could stop him, to being able to lose to Brett Barnett. Does that make you nervous in the slightest?
a little, I'm not gonna lie, a little nervous.
Uh,
Just it just proves me that Brent's a little tougher than I gave him credit for.
I'm sure that's what a lot of people figured as he was able to do so. Well, I do wish you luck as well as your partner luck as you guys move on in the tag team division as well as the singles division. And I will see you later in your title and your non-title match tonight.
All right, thanks for having me, boss.
Thank you for being here. And now we'll be moving on to seeing Birds of Prey, G.I. Jane, and Samantha Young.
Hmm.
Well, I guess
Hello?
I'm back to
So,
essentially say something. So,
Hello. Oh, yes. Hello, Samantha Young and G.I. Jane. I hope you are both
well,
well.
I'm Kyle Young still talking for my sister. So,
Oh, okay. Well, G.I.
hi Kyle.
hey Jade, how you doing?
I'm alright.
Well, tonight we'll be seeing Birds of Prey, G.I. Jane. You will be facing off against one half of the newly crowned Starlet's Tag Team Champion, Amber Young,
Mm.
the woman who tapped you out at the pay-per-view
The
Ragnarok.
woman who allegedly tapped me out.
It was going back in the cameras. It is seen that you were tapping out to her submission hold. Now, the controversy is
Yes,
about the
but
placement of the referee.
exactly. So the referee has to count me out for me to be considered tapped out.
Now, the ref did
So
what? Now, the ref was standing up to his feet, but you believe that he was not looking in your direction by the time you were out of submission hold.
I was out of the submission hold by the time he was in my direction. So
Well, management did have a word with
of
with the referee.
course management had to get their story straight.
I don't believe there was any getting the story straight. The co-owner is here. Do you have any words about this? Uh,
I hear
I say,
silence
who are you talking to?
I was talking to our co-owner
from.
Blackson.
Oh, my
But I
fault.
guess he's
I
I'm
Yes.
sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you, but um, I didn't see no problem with that. With the ref, I thought he did his job. Um,
mm-hmm.
what I like to see, I just like to see a good, clean fight, and I thought that's what happened.
um, I'm gonna disagree with you on that one, there, Blackson. No offense,
Yeah.
because I did go back and look at the footage. Yes, Jade was tapping out. The referee was up, but when he looked his direction, it was halfway through. So he was essentially counting for a submission that was technically already halfway done.
I was out of that move by the time the referee was counting.
Well, well, unfortunately, the ref did make his call. The referee's decision was final. Now, moving
And
on.
the referee was just on something, paid off, whatever. Do y'all do drug tests, background tests,
We do that, and there were no
anything?
drugs. No one is under the influence of any drugs.
Okay, if y'all say so.
But moving on to your match tonight, we will see we will see you face off against the woman who, in your opinion, allegedly tapped you out. Now, is your mind too focused on the to what happened that night, or are you completely focused on your match tonight?
My mind is on righting a wrong. So I'm completely focused on tonight. Me and my girls are completely focused on righting wrongs.
And
Eh,
of course, now if you win
And,
tonight,
mixing it up a little bit because we always love some chaos.
uh,
yeah.
and now, oh, if you get the win tonight, do you believe that
We gotta have some
automatically
fun.
puts you in an opportunity for the tag team titles?
Yeah,
Well, oh, and well, we'll definitely have to see. Hopefully, maybe that
that's
will.
just common sense.
Well, we'll see what happens as things move on as we go into the new season. I would like to move over to Samantha Young. Now, Kyle Young, you saw your sister come out of nowhere and attack Switchblade Rage after she defeated Aubrey for the #1 contendership of the Starlets champion. How do you
Oh dear.
were you able to get any words with your sister on why she would have done something like that?
Honestly, that took out guard with what she did, but when I talked to her backstage, she was like, I did what I had to do, but I kind of saw that she's a little hesitant about what she had said about attacking essentially someone she had called a sister in arms at one point.
Yes, at one point I do believe they were part of a tag team called Dire.
Well, they should have been, but then Samantha got the offer to join Birds of Prey by Jade and Violet Edwards.
Right,
So and Dyer essentially, well, it's not here at ASW, so.
that is true.
But the
Now,
one thing I'm sorry if I'm kind of cutting you off for a
oh, it's
second,
fine.
but there's one thing I do want to say about this. It's the fact that Samantha, she's kind of looking at this like she attacked Bloody Rage because Switchblade Rage should say, sorry, because of, well, I guess you could say Switchblade Rage having something she wants. But I don't know if she's letting essentially her relationship with Switchblade Rage get in the way of actually, gunning after her. That might have been why she was kind of like,
Now, with this
like
going
she didn't
on,
attack her as hard. Sorry.
right now with this going on, we do you think also that she may have did this because of the unfortunate failures that she's had? You know, she was the runner up to the Starlets title tournament, where the first pay-per-view we had, where we saw where we ended up seeing her lose to GI Jane in that match where GI Jane became the first ever champion. Uh, and then later on, she ended up getting the briefcase, the Rise of the Glory briefcase, but was unfortunately unable to cash in successfully. Do you think these failures of her was also weighing on her mind?
Yeah, I definitely do not doubt that.
Uh,
Mostly because, yeah, she's not used to being on the losing end quite a bit, but she's tough enough to take it.
well, we'll definitely see how things are with that. And I do wish once again I wish you luck, as well as have you seen your sister in the arena tonight?
No, unfortunately not.
Uh, we'll definitely see if she shows up here tonight. G.I. Jane, I do wish you good luck in your match later tonight.
Thank you, but we will be there together and we will all prevail as a tag team and individually.
Well,
I
uh,
have
Okay.
no doubt in that.
well, definitely good luck. We'll be moving on to our next person we'll be interviewing. I wish you all luck, and we will see you all later tonight. Moving on, Brandon Ace, the former All-Star Tag Team Champion. Hello, are you there?
Apologies.
Hello.
Yep, apologies.
Welcome to
This,
to our talk show. I'm sure you have a lot to talk about. I do want to start off with Ragnarok and your Fatal 4-Way match.
well, it pretty much proves what I've been saying all along. It only takes three guys. Hold up. It pretty much proves what I've been saying all along. The only way you're gonna take the belts off us if you put us in a fatal four-way elimination match, and that's what happened. Like
That,
Alpha can talk all that shit all they want, but at the end of the day, until they beat us, when the playing field is even, they can't call themselves the champs.
So you feel the Alpha only got lucky, and that that they will fold, oh, maybe even tonight, but especially when they face you for your rematch.
Yes, because they are frauds. They're nothing more than another faction that thinks they're the shit, but they're just like any other. Over fucking rated. And it will die in a couple of months. Watch. I've seen
Well,
factions rise and fall. This ain't any different.
all right. Well then, moving. I definitely. Well, I'd like to move on to your partner. Who with after losing the tag match, who he tried everything he could after you were eliminated. Went on to the six-man Hell in a Cell, the Ragnarok match, where he unfortunately, I do believe he was. I had the second amount of most points. Unfortunately, was not able to get the title. Now you have been very vocal with saying you can't find your partner.
Yeah, I can't find it for some reason. And that is really weird, considering the fact he's a big motherfucker, 6'11", over 300 pounds. You think it
Now,
shouldn't be that hard to find him.
you now
Apparently,
with
he's
you now
tough.
knowing you have a match tonight, you have a match, a six-man match with Fallen Kingdom. Your
Yeah.
partner is booked to be with you. Is there any plans for you to have somebody with you, or are you going this 2-on-3?
But there's one thing about me is I'm smarter than you think, and that's the problem with everyone since I come here. They always underestimated me. But my mom always told me this: whenever Plan A fails, always come with a Plan B. And I got me a Plan B. Trust me.
Will you be saying this plan B, or do you plan on keeping this a secret going into the match?
I'll keep it as a secret.
Now, Dylan Travis figures he might have already figured out your plan B. He thinks that you're going to have, you might have already found Michael Carter. He was never missing in the first place, and that come the end of the match, Michael Carter will walk down the ring, get into the match and get the victory, being completely fresh while everyone else is very tired. Is this? Do you think this is? Do you think he's right in this assumption, or do you think he's way off the ball?
I'm just gonna let him be in his own little mind of his. Like, if he thinks that, okay.
All right. Well, definitely interesting. Of course, you did hear we will be going into a new season. All records, including both tag teams and singles, will be completely erased. Everyone is starting over
Yeah.
fresh. And a lot of interesting things. Of course, I'm sure you're happy with uh, the woman that you taught, Amber Young, winning the tag team titles, getting her first big victory.
Of course, like I knew she can do it. She was a little anxious at first, but I calmed her down a little bit. Tell her like, you got this. Just believe in yourself and have confidence. You can do this.
Well, definitely interesting. And of course, she'll be having a match later tonight. You heard what the Birds of Prey had to say. Hey,
Oh, you mean the birds of shit?
well, that is what you feel. Oh, Birds of Prey, though, feeling that there was essentially as a form of luck, as you call it, for the Alpha. Do you think Birds of Prey will prove this as you feel you will prove that Alpha got lucky?
Say that again.
Do you feel
Apologies.
Do you feel Birds of Prey will also prove that just like how you feel Alpha got lucky with their victory, taking the tag titles, do you believe Birds of Prey will do the same thing towards the Blasian baddies?
No, not really. Like Amber's coming in with a game plan. Like, and one thing you guys gotta notice, like people talk about how Jade's a submission specialist. Amber is good at submissions as well. Difference is she likes to target the head.
Hmm.
Like Jade likes to go for the arms.
All right. Well, definitely be interesting. And I do wish you luck, and I do cannot wait to see what this plan B of yours is going into the main event here tonight. All right, and we will be seeing you later.
Fair enough.
Moving on, we'll be bringing in the openweight champion and Barnett. Hello, how are you doing?
Excuse me, sir. That is the premier pretty to you. Get that straight. All right, check this out. Look, is Kyle still here?
Is Kyle still here?
Is he still here? Is that bum still
Yes,
here?
yes, I'm still here,
Oh,
Check,
yes.
motherfucker.
check this out, bum. I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna make it short and sweet because I got better things. I got prepared for my match. Look, this is how this gonna go. You have no chance in hell of beating me. No chance in
I've heard
hell.
that same song and dance every
I don't
freaking
give.
day of my
Look, look, look,
career.
look, 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 look. Grown man is talking. Sit your ass down and shut the hell up. All right, do that. Grown man is talking right now. Stay in your place. Know your lane, sir. The fact is this: you're not beating me. You're not good enough to beat me. The only reason why you're in this damn match is because management feels sorry for you because you quote unquote bitch like a little bitch to management because I put my rematch clause. Let me tell you something. Like my boy Brandon said, I always got a plan A, B, and C. And I will always outsmart you, outwork you, and always outthink you. Always be so damn better looking than you. Because at the end of the day, after I whoop your ass, you're going to be called Premier Pretty's bitch. Deal with it, learn it. Matter of fact, I might make that a slogan. Matter of fact, I might make that a t-shirt because that's how goddamn good it sounds. But you, son, are way out of your league. I mean,
Are
think
you
about it.
done there, motherfucker?
No, I'm not done. Don't cut me off. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Because let me tell you something. After I break you and make you humble and make you bow down to me, I might just make you carry my bags, you bitch. Now I'm done.
If I may step in, of course, for the I do know you have you do know that Kyle Young will be having the former champion Coda Young at ringside. Do you feel that Coda will get involved in this match?
Oh, you mean his lapdog, his lackey, his sheep? Oh, like Kyle. Kyle always needs somebody to hold his hand, probably wipe his ass, and probably carry his bag and change his drawers at the same goddamn time. So at the end of the day, I'm not worried about his lackey or his lapdog because he needs CSCV. They don't need him. He needs them to make his career important, to make his actually wins important. See, unlike him, I don't need nobody to fight my battles. I can fight my own. But obviously, this piece of shit needs everybody to fight his own battles. Obviously. Any more
Uh,
questions?
Kyle Young, do you have anything you need to say?
If this motherfucker won't cut me off, I will. I will say something.
Go ahead.
First off, I don't need to make my career off a tag team. I can make my career off of singles competition. You had to be beaten by Coda to lose your title, and then the minute I said something about you cashing it at the last possible minute to go after the giveaway title. The only reason you could beat Coda was because you had to cash in for a triple threat.
Oh my God! All that wah 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 wah.
Now I'm done. I'm out.
I'm gonna play the smallest violin for your bitch ass. Like I
Well,
said,
Well, I
from this.
do. Well, real quick, I do want to get into before we move on to our last interview. You did do the what everyone felt was impossible, what no one thought you could do. Everyone had was already betting against you. You won at Ragnarok. You beat Sex Machiavelli. You ended his streak, and you defended your title. How do you feel about this?
Let me tell you. At the end of the day, the whole situation, Machiavelli had to get what was coming to him. I'm sorry. I don't like losing. Losing's beneath me. Underneath. I don't like losing. So I had to prove a point when he beat me the first time that he is unbeatable. And guess what? I hope you're listening, Six. I whooped your ass. And I'm proud of myself. Because I took away your legacy of being undefeated. So now you're nothing but a joke.
Now, I do have to say this, though, of course, as you did hear, we're moving on to a new season, which means all records are going to be starting over. Everyone is starting fresh, which means we could see another streak of Six Machiavelli being undefeated. Who knows? We could even see you try to do the same thing. And how do you feel with all records being expunged? And do you feel that this could be really your time to shine and show how strong you are?
Excuse me. Did you say shine? I don't need to shine. Brightest star of them. I don't have to shine. I shine anyways. No matter what I do, I shine. So coming to 2K20, yes, this is going to be a blessing for me. Because now I get to hit everybody with the MO. Which I'm going to realize what that is coming
Uh,
2K20.
last question. And our tonight we will be having a rematch for the triple threat that we had at Ragnarok, where we got to see three men face off for a shot at either the open weight title or the All Star Wrestling title. We'll be seeing Max Maximus, Eric Hale, and Nick Nitro, the first ever All Star Wrestling champion. Do you feel like any of the? Are you worried any of these three men will come for your title?
No, because they're all a bunch of bums and I don't care.
No, definitely very interesting statement there. And I thank you for joining us here on All Star Talk, and we will see you later.
You have a good day.
You too. And now, everyone, please help me welcome somebody completely new here. Please welcome Jada Storm.
Yes, I have arrived.
Hello, Jada Storm. I'm glad you were able to make it here at All Star our talk, and I do want to make a big announcement. You will be joining us in All Star Wrestling come our new season in 2K20. How do you feel about the roster and how the show is?
I'm gonna put this roster on notice because all I hear is a bunch of chickens rattling around in the hen house. Well, I'm the wolf that's coming to destroy every single one of you. A lot of you are very familiar with me. A lot of you have lost to me. Some of you less than 5 minutes. So let me tell you this. You better hold every single title that you hold dear. Because once I get my hands on them, you're not going to see it again.
Uh, Now, you already do know, of course, we have the All Star Wrestling Starlets Championship, which is currently held by Ivy Pines. Do you have any words about our current champion?
She's not worthy of my words. She's worthy of a beatdown.
And what do you think of our tag team division currently held by the Blazing Baddies?
Mm. I've been actually scouting for a tag partner. You'll be meeting her very soon.
Oh,
Just know that the era of reckoning is coming to ASW, and I will be a Grand Slam champion, which means I will hold every single women's champion, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm not going
strong.
to tell you who my partner is yet. You'll just have to wait and see when you're laying on her back, staring up into the lights, wondering what the hell happened.
Oh,
Hmm.
oh my.
Interesting.
Oh, and Brandon Ace.
Oh, you heard me.
Brandon Ace, of course, you represent the current tag team champion. Do you have any words for Jada Storm?
Yes, please.
Wait, say that again. My bad.
You currently
Do you
represent.
have words for me? Because me and my partner are coming for those titles. Do you have any words for me?
Yes, trust me, Miss Jade. I do have respect for you. I have seen your work. I am impressed. But but my client Amber, y'all be damned if she lets someone like you take a title from her. And I'm not
Oh,
gonna lie, Jada's like Amber. She is a fan of yours. Like,
who is
and
it?
but she ain't gonna let you take that belt. She gonna take those tag team belts
That's
away from her. And
adorable. I've heard that for the last 2 years, and I've held 30 titles over 2 years. Let's see how well your comment ages. But good for her. I don't like
oh
fighting a weak
God,
bitch,
30
though.
titles. Oh God, how many times I heard people like you say I heard 30 titles and all that. Goddamn, too many. It's annoying. Okay, we get it.
Cute. You done? Because that was terrible. That was awful. Look here. I'm gonna say it once, and I'll say it again. Everyone knows what happens when I want a title. I tend to win that title. I tend to hold it for a very long time. So I expect, since she has her representation to talk for her, she better back up everything he says.
Okay,
Well,
we'll
definitely.
see.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. She's
hello,
not
Co.
afraid of no one in this roster, and definitely not afraid of you. So bring
Good.
on your day of reckoning.
Did you not hear me? I don't like a weak bitch. I don't want anyone to be afraid of me, but she's gonna learn why there are some people that are. That's it. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh no, I'm gonna tremble in my boots. Nah, I'm gonna strap them up and shove them down people's throats because that's what I do. So tell her to keep training. Oh, and we're gonna see who the better submission specialist is. This is gonna be real interesting.
Interesting.
True.
Very interesting.
This is definitely going to be very interesting. Jada, do you have a title you prefer to go for more?
Oh, I'm not gonna tell you that. That's not fun. You'll just have to wait and see.
Is there anyone in our roster that you're most interested in facing?
Tell you what, you'll find out the night I debut. See, if everyone's on edge and wondering when I'm going to strike, that makes it more interesting. See, the problem with a lot of you wrestlers, you like to reveal everything, and then you get your ass beat because you told the person that you're coming for them. I'm a lot smarter than a lot of you. I'm not going to tell you anything. You'll see on the premiere.
Well, that definitely is something, and I cannot wait to see you in our be part of our Starlet division as well. See who your tag team partner will end up being. A lot of interesting things coming our way going into 2K20. I mean, a lot of interesting things from Jada Storm joining the all records being starting over from scratch. Everyone's going to be starting off on the same basis. So many interesting things. Thank you, Jada Storm, for joining us, and I cannot wait to see you for future installments of this show, as well as the wrestling, All Star Wrestling here in Japan.
Why, thank you.
With that, we will be ending things off. Mr. Blackson, do you have any last words for the people before we move on to our next episode of All Star Wrestling?
Up to see all the matches coming up. Um, looking forward to the future of the ASW with the new wrestlers we got coming in. Jada and her new partner coming in. Looking forward to see how everybody would respond to that. I'm definitely excited for moving forward from here.
It'll definitely be interesting to see, and I hope you all enjoyed all the interviews we had, all the announcements we have. I'll just one more time. I'll let everyone know we are after today. We will be moving on to our next to 2K20, where we will be seeing a new season, new matches. Who knows what will be new? We'll be seeing Jada Storm be a part of the roster. We will see so many new things that I cannot wait for this. As I do hope you all enjoyed us here tonight. I thank everyone who was able to come, and we will be moving on to All Star Wrestling.